The day is finally here. The cart for my Basics of Beat Making course is now open, and I'm accepting new students right now. So let's get straight into things here. I've already driven the point home that simple steps for beat making is the best way to learn how to make music. And as a result of that, now people are in my DMs and my comments and my messages going crazy about simple steps for beat making. You might remember J2B in a couple videos ago where I interviewed him and talked about how well it worked out for him. Simple steps for beat making is the next best thing, and it's time to hop on now before it's too late. Because the music industry moves fast, and it took me a while to realize this, but you have to keep up. If you don't, you'll be left behind and you'll be playing catch up. It's no fun, trust me. And unfortunately, I know that firsthand. Now, does this course mean that you're gonna learn how to make beats overnight? Well, it depends. The truth is there's many factors that go into making beats. So like with everything else, individual results are gonna vary. If you ever went to school, there's like 20-something students in the classroom, right? And they're all given the same book. They're all sitting in the same class. They all have the same teacher. They're all hearing the same lecture, yet they all get different grades. There's a reason for that. It all depends on what you do with the information. Most people don't get results when they purchase any how-to information. And I believe that's just due to the fact that they're not truly committed. They quit down the road and they just don't put in the necessary work to make things happen for themselves. However, I do believe if you're serious and you put the work in, sky's the limit. So now that that little disclaimer is out of the way, here's what I can guarantee. The Basics of Beat Making course is hands down the best information I've ever released. I'm sharing every last secret with you and showing you exactly how to make beats from scratch without leaving out any information. I honestly, genuinely believe this is the best information you will find, the best course you'll find about how to create beats from scratch if you're a beginner doing this for the first time. And like I said before, it's not a bunch of abstract theory or anything like that. This is just a field guide showing you step by step how to make beats from scratch. I believe if any program out there is going to teach you how to do music production once and for all, it's gonna be this one. And it's crazy because a lot of people have asked me for a long time if I had an online course available, if I was teaching this type of thing. And for years, I had to turn them down. I simply didn't have the time, the energy, or even the resources to put together something like this. But the more and more this community has grown, the more often I'm getting questions asked about learning how to make beats. It's several times a day. I'm telling you, my inbox is crammed. I have way too many unread DMs. Need to catch up on all these emails. I just caught up, and in the last 2 weeks, it got even crazier. So I've decided to cave under pressure, quit procrastinating, and make this Basics of Beat Making course once and for all. I'm doing this for you so that way everyone interested in learning how to make beats and learning music production can learn directly from me. So with my Basics of Beat Making course, you might be wondering what exactly is included. And I have that answer for you. And actually I'm gonna cut to like a little like slideshow because it'll be easier to show you like this. I'm not that great at Photoshop, but you know, I did my best to make it look presentable and everything, but you'll get the idea. Here, let's explain exactly what you're getting in the Basics of Beat Making course. So section 1 is the essentials for beat making, and we're gonna go into an extreme detailed overview of choosing the correct software, digital audio workstation, and equipment to get started. I'm also going to give you a really in-depth look at all the different layers or tracks that could be used in a single composition of an instrumental by really pulling the blinds back and showing you one of the most complex instrumentals that I have, just so you guys can see the different possibilities that there are for what kind of instruments could be used. And then I'm gonna show you a really powerful trick when it comes to tempo and mood. I'm gonna show you that no instrumental can have the right feel without mastering how to find the right mood and tempo for your songs. And I'll show you a really cool trick on how to get the right tempo for the type of song that you're making, even if you don't have any prior knowledge with how that all works. This will 100% prepare you for the rest of the course. It's carefully designed to do that, and you're gonna be super excited to jump ahead to the next section. So once we've warmed up with some fundamental knowledge, I'll walk you through exactly how to start building the beat. And the best way to do that is introducing the drums to you and showing you exactly how to use them. This is where the course starts to become a very different than other courses out there, because they won't go this slow with you and they won't break things down this simple for you. Simple steps for beat making. Kicks, Now, kicks are the driving force to the rhythm of any hip-hop, R&B, or pop song you've probably heard in your life. And they are essential, and it's important to know where to put them. But there's a lot more to that, and there's a ton more to that, to be honest, and different types of kicks that there are out there. Can't wait to share that with you. Then we get into the snares, claps, and snaps. Now, this is going to be one of the more essential elements that you're going to have in your drum patterns. There's no beat without these elements, and it could be confusing on when to use which. Like, when do you use a snare? When do you use a clap? When do you use a snap? I will show you the simplest way to know how to do that right every time and make the decision correct for your instrumental every time. Then we're going to get into hi-hats, which is the source of every instrumental that gives a song movement. I've mentioned hi-hats in many videos of mine, and you might be like, what is it? Or you might know what it sounds like, but you might not know how to implement it or how to use it right in your instrumentals. I'm going to cover all that and way more. It's going to tie in perfectly to the next section, which is cymbals and percussion. And this is where things get really exciting, because there are infinite possibilities on how to effectively use percussion, and cymbals could really bring your instrumentals to life if they're used the right way. And I can't wait to actually clear this up and show everybody how to use them. I'm going to get really in depth on these drums, show you all the secrets, all the techniques, and can't fail methods that are going to really help you master your drum game. So after that, we'll get into section 3, and I'm going to show you how to lay the musical foundations for every instrumental you'll ever make. This section I call the foundations for every song, and this is why. So melodies and chords is something we're going to go over extremely in depth. Music theory is kind of a complicated thing to learn, and it's not really necessary to learn. Let's get you started on how to construct chords and develop melodies. Then maybe later we can learn all music theory, but it's going to be crazy that you're going to be able to construct chords just as well as somebody who understands music theory. And the melodies, can make or break a song, as you may know. When a song is stuck in your head, it's the melody that's stuck in your head. I'm going to show you how to come up with those catchy melodies. I'm going to show you the best way to do it. I'm going to show you how I do it. I'm going to show you how the best songwriters in the game are doing it. So this is very important, and this is one of the more exciting parts of the whole course that I'm really looking forward to showing you. Next is going to be one of the more detailed segments of the course, instrument choices. Don't get me started. There's so many. Pianos, electric pianos, flutes, guitars, trumpets. That's not even 1% of all of them. And I have a whole list written out for myself so that way I don't forget any. I just want to show you how these instruments are kind of useless if you don't know where to put them in your beats. And I don't want you to be misplacing them or using them in the type of beats that don't really call for them. Just, a small example, you're not going to use an electric piano per se in a beat that's, really hard-hitting and dark and gritty. That's just one little example, but we're going to go really into depth in that, and that might be a really long lesson, but it's going to be well worth your time. Then a hugely important lesson in bass lines and 808s. And there's even a theory out there that people only enjoy songs because of the bass lines and songs. I don't really know if I personally believe that, but you could be the judge once you learn about creating these bass lines, because I'm going to show you exactly how chords, the one lesson is going to tie into the other. I'm going to show you how chords and learning chords could tie into making sure you're having the perfect bass lines. And 808s are huge. That's what's rumbling your trunk and vibrating your headphones when you're listening to music. It's just an awesome feeling and just gives songs so much energy. I'm going to show you how to use those, because those could be very tricky, but there's an awesome trick that a lot of aspiring producers don't utilize enough to make sure you're using these 808s the exact right way and getting them to sound the best you can. So in this point in the lesson plan, you might have an actual beat built, but once we've learned how to build the beat, it's time to learn the details that changes your sound from amateur to professional. I'm not going to have any of my students leave this course with having an amateur sound still. Everybody has to sound professional so they could be ready to sell beats and start making revenue off this. So section number 4 will be the true details that every song needs. We're first going to talk about making space and using velocity. Now you may think I showed you everything about velocity in that one video I did this week about the big secret. I just scratched the surface. There's so much ways that you can use it to improve songs, but there's much more to this lesson in general. I'm going to show you how to make space in your songs. And you might be like, make space? Well, all the layers are just stacked up on top of each other, right? Yeah, but there's a lot more to that in making space for the songs. Then we're going to talk about using samples. Now, this is going to be the funnest lesson. I'm just telling you right now. There's infinite possibilities to what somebody could sample. And this is something that every music producer should learn, because you never know when a client is going to want you to sample, an old song or a theme of something and turn it into a beat. So you should be very excited about this section. Then we're going to get into the 4 huge controls in music production that you need to learn: attack, release, sustain, delay. And it applies to so many things, but I'm gonna break down every single one, show you what they do when they're used. You may not know how any of these terms apply to music production yet, but soon you'll be using them every single day of your life. This is important to know. In the last section, it's beautifully titled The Finishing Touches. We're gonna talk about structuring your instrumentals: intros, verses, bridges, hooks, pre-hooks, all those type of things. They're all what keeps songs moving and engaging. But what about the instrumental changes during these transitions? Well, what happens during those parts? I'm gonna show you some awesome tricks, very simple tricks that people, for some reason, just don't utilize. I don't know why, but I'm gonna show you exactly what they are and how to keep your songs moving and transitioning from section to section in the song to keep a listener engaged no matter what. Then we're gonna get into mixing basics, where I'm gonna show you that if your favorite artist released a song with the same lyrics, same beat, same vocal recordings, but a different mix, you probably wouldn't enjoy that song. Proper mixing is crucial to every song, period. A lot of people are quick to reach out to, engineers when it comes to mixing because they think it's too complicated, too scientific, too technical. I'm gonna debunk that theory in this lesson, trust me. And just to take it a step even further and pretty much rub in how it's not complicated, I'm gonna throw in an advanced mixing lesson. And this may be a course for beginners, but the truth is you can't sell any beats without them being mixed the correct way. So this may be one of the most important lessons in the course. I can't wait to show you all the different type of methods that I use when it comes to mixing. I'm showing you every single thing that I do in this course. Getting near the end, we're gonna talk about mastering your track. If you ever heard of mixing and mastering, mastering is the final thing, the cherry on top to make your instrumental really pop and sound lively. And it's extremely simple. I have a great method that aspiring producers will be kicking themselves that they didn't know for a long time. Finally, the last lesson, consider it kind of a cool down lesson, but it's about exporting your instrumentals. Now, that's a very basic thing, but there's a right and a wrong way to do it. And this will be one of the fastest lessons, but it's something I couldn't forget about. I didn't want to leave this out because I would be really upset with myself if you got all the way to the end, had an amazing instrumental made, and you couldn't even export it out and turn it into an MP3 or something. Exporting your instrumentals and listening to them on your car speaker or headphones is the most rewarding feeling a beginning music producer can have, period. Actually, that's a lie. It's the most rewarding feeling any music producer can have when they create something. Listening to it in a different environment and just, it's the best. As you can see, that's a lot of proven strategies and techniques on how to build an instrumental, how to compose an instrumental, how to finish it off, how to make it sound professional, and basically all summed up to what I've been saying, how to make beats from scratch. And it's different from anything else that you might have seen before pertaining to courses involving music production, because I made sure, it was 100% sure that there was no fluff lessons or just filler content to make it look like it's more than it actually is. In fact, somebody suggested to me when I showed them this module to see what they thought. They were like, maybe you should have more stuff in there to make it look more appealing. I'm like, is that why? No, these are the exact things that people need to learn to get started, and I'm very confident in that. The lesson plan gets straight to the point and shows you exactly what you need to do in order to start your journey of learning music production and becoming a music producer. And most importantly, it's designed by me in a way where you can get awesome results by modeling exactly what I do with simple steps for beat making. But here's where I get a little confident. Here's where I get really confident about the offer here, because I haven't even told you about the bonuses yet. I'm giving you 5 free bonuses with a total value of $4,263 as a welcome gift. And if you know anything about me, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I try to over deliver on my content. You know I try to go above and beyond, and you know I always try to kind of surprise people with things sometimes. And of course, most importantly, I want to give as much value as possible. That's very important. I sincerely care about the results that my students are gonna get, and that's why I'm giving you 5 free bonuses worth a total value of $4,263. But you'll only get them if you join Basics for Beat Making today, so here's what I got for you. The first free bonus is a doozy right off the bat. It's a deluxe Joey Nato sound kit. And basically what it is a compilation of all my favorite sounds that I like to use when I'm making my drum patterns in my songs. It's a sound kit full of wave files that you could use in any software. And I think this will give you such an advantage to have because you won't be just locked into the default sounds that the software only comes with. You'll have different type of sounds that are industry quality sounds, and you'll learn all the different type of, drum samples that there are out there. So you can start to differentiate and identify them when you're listening to other songs and say, oh, I like that snare. I know exactly what that snare is. Let me use that in my beat too, so I can use the same sound. This is going to help the level of professionalism and just the overall quality of your songs. It's gonna help improve it 10 times over. The Joey Nato Deluxe Sound Kit has a total value of $379. So I think that one's really exciting, but not as exciting as the next one. As a second free bonus, you're gonna get access to 8 live Q&A Zoom calls. And of course, I'll be hosting every one of those calls. So this will allow you to ask me questions face to face, address any concerns that you might have, showcase your work and get live critique from me, and just straight up ask anything you want about beat making. I love this idea because this is all gonna give us constant communication with each other as well. And it's gonna present some networking opportunities too amongst the community of the students. And that cannot be overlooked. Meeting those people early on in the process is crucial. Don't overlook how important that is. These live Q&A Zoom calls, 8 of them, is gonna be worth a total value of $1,997. All right, the third bonus is my favorite. To be completely honest with you, this is my favorite. And I'm calling it the Exclusive Producer Mindset video series. This exclusive producer mindset video series has a total value of $699. And in this, you'll get 7 videos of me creating an instrumental from scratch. And I will be saying exactly what I'm doing. Every time I click the mouse, every time I change something, every time I move something, I'll say exactly why I'm doing it and basically just walk you through the entire process for 7 different instrumentals. For people who really want to overachieve and kind of learn some extra things, I'm gonna throw in 3 videos of me mixing down songs as well in a separate DAW called Pro Tools that I use for vocal recording and mixing. And I'll show you how I mix those songs well, just for people that want to get ahead of the game if they plan on recording vocals in the future. But those 7 videos of me creating an instrumental and just, man, I've recorded them and they are phenomenal. I think for some people, it's gonna be even more valuable than the entire course itself, but they're still getting the whole course, so it's crazy. Free bonus number 4 is for my commuters or people that just like to listen to audio sometimes. I'm calling it the Exclusive Producer Mindset audio series. Now this is gonna be a little bit different, and this has a total value of $189, but it's 6 episodes, and basically this audio series with these episodes is just gonna contain kind of a mentality thing. When it comes to music production, there's a certain mindset that you have to have and constantly have to be successful in it. And I kind of want to talk about those type of things. I kind of want to give you my mindset of what I think about on a daily basis or what I'm thinking when I'm in a really creative space, which is kind of all the time, which is kind of what I'm getting at with the way that you have to be thinking. Because some people might, be kind of set in their ways with how they think about things, and I kind of want to switch that a little bit and maybe talk about some different, issues that come up. I kind of want to let this series trickle throughout the first several weeks. So maybe I could be inspired by what you guys are asking in the Facebook. Oh, I just gave away the 5th bonus. Well, it's not really a secret because the 5th bonus with a total value of $999 is a secret Facebook group for all of the students and myself, for us all to communicate with each other. We will stay in constant communication in a secret Facebook group exclusively for students of the Basics of Beatmaking course. So you'll be able to message me in ways that nobody else can. You'll be able to message me directly right on Facebook. And I'm gonna be very active in the Facebook group, so I'll be, answering your questions and just easy to get in touch with. This is a better way for me to provide coaching for you. And this will provide huge networking opportunities. And networking is something I used to, oh my God, like roll my eyes at for so long. I hated that word. But when I look back now, I met my mentor that helped me get far by, networking. So if you add up all those numbers right, if I'm correct, I did use a calculator. I didn't even try to do it on paper. That's worth a total value of $4,263 worth of all free bonuses. These free bonuses will immensely help you out with the start of your music making journey. I honestly believe the free bonuses alone have the opportunity to transform your life and help you succeed at simple steps of beat making without feeling, frustrated and spending years confused and spending thousands of dollars on mixed equipment that you don't even need and getting mixed information from other sources. And it's all because Simple Steps for Beat Making is the best way to learn music production. And it just works really well. Music production can be a very long grind, and the journey is a long grind, but Simple Steps for Beat Making is the fastest way that with my own eyes I've ever seen somebody learn music production. So if you would like to learn about beat making and finally learn about music production and begin the journey of turning this to either a glorified hobby or the best career that there is on planet Earth, you'll have to sign up for my Basics of Beat Making course. You can join the course for a one-time payment of $497. And if you don't have the money saved up right now, that's fine. You could still do it and hop on board for just 10 easy installments of $67. The way I see it is kind of the same way it was when I bought this laptop right here. See this? It's a $1,500 laptop, whatever it is. I didn't think I could afford this. And my mentor was telling me to buy it though because it was really gonna help out my video production quality and really help out my YouTube channel, which is how a lot of you probably discovered me. And I was like, nah, I can't afford that right now. Like, are you crazy? And my mentor yelled at me and told me it's a business investment. It won't cost you anything technically because you're gonna make the money back and well over the money back soon enough anyway. It won't cost you anything. That's what he said. And I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. So if you look at it like that, which you should, this course won't cost you anything. That's the exact way that you should look at this opportunity. This is an investment that you're making on your journey of music production, and that's priceless. All I need from you now is to click on the button below to sign up for the Basics of Beat Making online course. Once you click it, you'll see it's pretty simple. You'll be asked to choose your desired payment option and then just fill out the form. You could pay with a credit card, debit card, or with PayPal. So if you feel like this is right for you, click the button underneath this video. It'll be in the description and in the pinned comment below. Sign up for my Basics of Beat Making course and get instant access to $4,263 worth of free bonuses. And here's what happens after that. As soon as you're signed up for my Basics of Beat Making course, you will receive an email. And this is mentioned in the email, but I'm gonna tell you anyway, so you're prepared. You'll get instant access to the member area where you can set up your username and your password. And of course, as promised, you'll receive your $4,263 worth of free bonuses. And the onboarding email is just gonna have the proper links that you're gonna need, including the access to the secret Facebook group. Now, about that, I kind of briefly mentioned this earlier, but a big secret is a lot of creators who come up together. This goes for pretty much any realm of creators out there. Most of the successful creators out there are the ones who came up together. And I really harp on that because after getting your bonuses, you're gonna be added to the secret Facebook group, and that's honestly where the fun really starts. Because you're getting plugged into a community of a bunch of like-minded individuals who have the same goals, same aspirations as you, and just trying to learn just as much as you are about music production. So you can start sharing ideas with each other, stay in constant communication, and just start building relationships. You are who you spend time with, and that's huge here. Because all these people are gonna be ambitious and want to learn, and all you guys are just gonna be having fun in the process too. Don't forget that learning to make beats is fun as hell. Actually, in total, if you include the actual lessons in the course, the live calls, the producer mindset video series, the audio series, yeah, this is over 16 hours of video trainings that you're getting. And it's not 16 hours on my time. Majority of that, besides the live calls, is all things that you'll be able to access 24/7. And I know it's a lot of stuff that I'm gonna be giving you, but don't worry, it's all delivered in small bite-sized chunks so you can follow right along without ever feeling overwhelmed. If you feel this is right for you, click the link in the description below and in the pinned comment below and sign up for the Basics of Beat Making course and get $4,263 of free bonuses. Now, real talk really quick. You and I both know that I'm gonna get a lot of interest from this video. And that's why I need you to pay attention to this part carefully. Hopefully by the end of you watching this video, time isn't already up. Time is a factor right now, because as much as I would love to help everyone make beats, that's literally impossible. And I simply can't accept more than 300 students or so in the class. If I keep it 300 students or under, then I'll be able to provide the type of, help and coaching and hand-holding, the support that everybody's gonna need when learning how to make beats. So because of that, I want to keep the course relatively small and intimate so everyone could have the best learning experience. That's the best way I always learned. So like I said, because of that, I'm only accepting about 300 students. The course is going to start soon, so time is a factor. Once the countdown timer on this page hits 0, registration will close, and then the course for the students will start a few days later. But it might sell out much earlier because of how extremely limited the seats are. There's about 1,200 people on the early bird wait list for the course, waiting for the registration to go live. Another 400,000 people on my YouTube channel, and who knows how many of that bunch is gonna see this video and say, ooh, I'm interested in that, let me do that. I have people on my social media, on my Instagram for sure, and on my Twitter, lurking in the shadows, quietly waiting for the course to launch. So look, I don't want anybody to miss out. If you're truly interested in learning how to make beats from scratch and learning about music production, you have to act as soon as possible before someone else gets your spot and transforms their life with simple steps for beat making in my Basics of Beat Making course. And in case you're wondering, if it's not pretty clear by now, spots are granted on a first come, first served basis. It doesn't matter if we've had a conversation about Marvel or not. It's a first come, first served. So, if you feel like my Basics of Beat Making course is right for you, click the link under this video, sign up for the Basics of Beat Making course, get your $4,263 worth of free bonuses. I'm telling you, that video series in there is crazy. And start fulfilling your goals and your aspirations. I'm glad I could provide this opportunity for you guys. The ball is in your court now. I can't wait to see what you do with it. I'll see you guys in the course, and I can't wait to watch you grow as music producers, just like I did.